A good candidate for small cap value investing starts out just like a good candidate for you to buy the company would be. It's got to be a good company. It's got to have good products that win in the marketplace. It's got to have customers that like the product. And once you have those two things, you have something that could be a good long-term investment. Now, the next thing is I don't want to overpay for that company. So how do I make sure I don't overpay? I want to buy that company at a time when they've created doubts in the minds of Wall Street. Wall Street doesn't have a lot of time. So if a company misses a single earnings estimate or a single sales estimate, the Wall Street marketplace is going to punish that stock in terms of pushing it down to a level below its true worth. And that's where small cap value investors really shine. We come into a situation, it's a good company, but they've just created some misperception, misunderstanding, and therefore a mispricing, and that's when we get involved. So you kind of think about what type of company would I want to buy if I had the money to go buy a company. So it would be a company that has a good business, it's sustainable, it draws customers that come back again and again because of the quality of their service or their product. So it starts there. And then what we're looking for is something that generates good cash flow over time. So some companies are good, but they don't generate cash flow. We like to see cash flow. That's what we earn as investors is the cash flow. And so we like that. And that's a list of candidates. And then the final element to that would simply be we need something that has just disappointed the stock market. So these little companies, people aren't paying that careful of attention to them. And if they miss an earnings estimate or they don't hit their sales number quite the way a few people might have thought, the stock market will punish that stock and take it down quite a bit because of the perception that something's gone wrong. And so people sell it without knowing much about it. That's the opportunity we're looking for. A good company with good businesses, long-term customer relationships, and something in the short term has gone wrong. The stock comes down, and that's when we start to do some analysis in terms of what's it worth in the long term. And sometimes what you get with small companies is that divergence between what the stock market thinks something is worth today because we're fearful of something, and what is it worth in the long term. And that's where the small cap value investor really shines right there.